A lot of people have expressed concern about the Surface Book and how well it actually sits in your lap and does not wobble. So let's do a little test and see how well it does. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show is just all out banging on the keyboard typing. So you can see there's a little bit of wobble there. What I'm noticing though is it's kind of the whole thing kind of rocking back and forth. There's a lot of weight back here on the hinge, and the center of gravity tends to be further back on this particular laptop. Move it forward a little bit, see how that does. So it's really not too bad. Let's go the other extreme and push it back further, like this. This actually works pretty well. One of the biggest things I'm noticing while using the Surface Book on the lap is that the wobble isn't actually coming from the hinge. It's coming from the whole book itself kind of flipping back and forth as you type. The hinge itself is actually pretty rigid, as rigid as a normal laptop would be. So let's move it to a desk and see how much wobble we get while typing on the desk. Okay, so let's try dramatic typing test. First with the screen at a forward angle. And when this thing's a little bit forward, you can see there's, let me zoom in and see if that helps you. The screen itself, even if I'm really banging away on the keyboard, this thing's not moving at all. No wobble at all. So let's try at the very kind of center point of gravity where it really could move one way or the other. Kind of where it could tip one way or the other. See if that induces a little bit of wobble as we're typing. And I hate to say it, but that shouldn't be a concern for, well, I don't hate to say it, it's a good thing. This screen's not wobbling at all on a table. Let's try the back position. Not really having any issues with it. So screen is really pretty rigid and nice. The other thing some people are concerned about is tapping on the screen while it's on your lap. So let's do a little test here. So I'll just kind of tap around on the screen at all different angles. See how that feels. It's got a nice big screen. It's really gorgeous to see. But in general, when you're tapping around on this, if you tap near the top of the screen, it will tend to push the Surface Book a little bit. If you were to try to use the pen near the top, that's actually not too bad. Really, there's not any stability issues with it. There's not any wobbling issues out of the ordinary, really, from a normal laptop, especially if you're used to using pretty lightweight laptops. You always have the option to kind of hold the top of the lid as you do things with it when it's in your lap like this. So, there might be a bit of wobble, but it really is not going to affect anyone dramatically. It just may be just slightly different from what you're used to, because a normal laptop is going to have all the components in the base and kind of have a more solid base. So really not that bad. So screen is really pretty rigid and nice. Wobbling can be an issue. I mean, if you kind of pling it back and forth, it does have a little more weight than other ones, but it really doesn't get moving, and even when it's on your lap, it's not moving because of a problem with the hinge. It's just moving because the base is so light and it kind of flips back a little bit. But all in all, from the concerns that some people have had, I would say don't worry about the wobbling at all. It is not an issue.